Captain America: The First Avenger is a 2011 American superhero film based on the Marvel comic books character of the same name. Produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Paramount Pictures, it is the fifth film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film was directed by Joe Johnston, written by Christopher Markus and Stephen McFeely, and stars Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, Captain America, alongside Tommy Lee Jones, Hugo Weaving, Hayley Atwell, Sebastian Stan, Dominic Cooper, Neal McDonough, Derek Luke, and Stanley Tucci. During World War II, Steve Rogers, a frail man, is transformed into a super soldier, Captain America, and must stop the Red Skull, played by Weaving, from using the Tesseract as an energy source for world domination. The film began as a concept in 1997 and was scheduled for distribution by Artisan Entertainment. However, a lawsuit disrupted the project and it was not settled until September of 2003. In 2005, Marvel Studios received a loan from Merrill Lynch and planned to finance and release the film through Paramount Pictures. Directors Jon Favreau and Louis Leterrier were interested in directing the project before Johnston was approached in 2008. The principal characters were cast between March and June 2010. Production began in June and filming took place in London, Manchester, Kuwait, Liverpool and Los Angeles. Several different techniques were used by the visual effects company Lola to create the physical appearance of the character before he becomes Captain America. Captain America: The First Avenger premiered at the El Capitan Theatre on July 19, 2011 and was released in the United States on July 22nd as part of Phase 1 of the MCU. The film was commercially successful, grossing over $370 million worldwide. Critics particularly praised Evans' performance, the film's depiction of the 1940s time period, and Jonathan's direction. Two sequels have been released, Captain America: The Winter Soldier in 2014 and Captain America: Civil War in 2016. The cast includes Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, Captain America, a frail young man who is enhanced to his peak human ability by an experimental serum in order to aid the United States war effort. Evans, who previously worked with Marvel as Human Torch in the Fantastic Four film series, said he declined the part 3 times before signing a 6-picture deal with Marvel, explaining, "At the time I remember telling a buddy of mine, if this movie bombs, I'm stuffed. If this movie hits, I'm stuffed. I was just so scared. I realized that the whole decision-making process was fear-based, and you never want to make a decision based on out of fear. I can't believe I was almost too chicken to play Captain America, a role of a lifetime." Tommy Lee Jones as Chester Phillips, a colonel in the United States Army and a member of the Strategic Scientific Research who heads up the project to create super soldiers. The character was updated from the comics, where Phillips was the one to recruit Rogers to join Project Rebirth that made him Captain America. Then we have Hugo Weaving as Johann Schmidt, or Red Skull, Adolf Hitler's head of advanced weaponry and commander of the terrorist organization Hydra, whose own plan for world domination involves harnessing the power of the magical object known as the Tesseract. Weaving stated that he patterned Red Skull's accent on those of Werner Herzog and Klaus Maria Brandor. Hayley Atwell as Peggy Carter, an officer with the Strategic Scientific Reserve who works with Phillips on the Super Soldier project. Regarding her preparation for the role, she said, "I'm training at the moment 6 days a week to make her a bit more military and make it more convincing that I could kick butt." About the character, Atwell said, "I likened her character to that famous Ginger Rogers quote, 'She can do everything Captain America can, but backwards and in high heels.'" Sebastian Stan as James Buchanan Bucky Barnes, a sergeant in the United States Army, Rogers' best friend, and a member of the squad of commandos. He's revealed that he did not know anything about the comic books, but watched a lot of documentaries and films about World War II in preparation for the role, calling on Band of Brothers as very helpful. About the role, Stan stated Steve Rogers and Bucky are both orphans and are kind of like brothers. They kind of grow up together and look after each other. It's a very human, relatable thing. I also wanted to look at how their relationship changes once Steve Rogers becomes Captain America. And Dominic Cooper as Howard Stark, the father of Tony Stark, who worked on various government projects dating back to World War II era. Now, with plenty of easy-on-the-eye action sequences, a pleasantly retro vibe, and a handful of fine performances, Captain America is a solidly old-fashioned blockbuster entertainment, which introduces you perfectly to one of the oldest and most famous superheroes of all time. Joe Johnston delivers a light, clever, and well-balanced action-adventure film, with a dose of nostalgia to boot. I mean, let's be frank, Nazis always make for the best villains, and this film really captures the essence and the foundation of the Captain America character, who was created at the end of the day to be a moral booster to the troops during World War II. Here we have the perfect archetype of the most wonderful, brave fighting soldier that you could imagine, as he goes up against Hitler and his goons in the comic book pages, which of course was meant to inspire and create a patriotic symbol for the American soldiers. For me, this film plays loving references to Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost Ark, and in that way it works oh so well. What I really enjoyed about this movie is I really appreciated the 1940s period setting and costumes, which were a break from the usual over-the-top fantastical modern cityscapes that you find in a lot of these MCU movies. I really admired the way that director Joe Johnston propelled the narrative, and I got a sense of a broad story rather than the impression of a series of sensational set pieces. And at its heart, it's a really good heartfelt backstory to one of the most iconic characters in comic book canon. Now, Captain America fundamentally is quite a sort of simple character, created, as I said, to take on the bad Nazis. But here we have a much more layered, multi-dimensional character. I love the story between him and Penny. It's sad and touching, and just invokes that extra emotion that you need to really invest in this character. Also, his friendship with Bucky is fascinating to watch play out. Chris Evans was perfectly cast in this role, as he exudes the all-American hero perfectly. And I must say, this is one of the things that made the MCU work so well, is finding the right actors to play the right roles. I also particularly enjoyed the CGI used to make Evans look small and gangly before, of course, he's injected with the super serum. It's just very well done. Once again, it's a fantastic performance from the fantastic character actor that Hugo Weaving is. I almost would have loved to have seen more about Red Skull and delve deeper into his background as a character. In saying that, though, Captain America the First Avenger plays like a by-the-numbers prequel to Marvel's ultimate goal of course, uniting the Avengers on screen, which, of course, they would do a year later. And as is the case with most of these movies, there's always a bigger story at play. Nostalgic, layered, yet simple, Captain America ticks all the boxes at introducing to us to one of the oldest and most famous Avengers. Captain America, the First Avenger, gets an 8 out of 10.